Hi, I'm Cynthia Pong, Forbes contributor for leadership strategy and founder and CEO of award-winning executive coaching and training firm, Embrace Change. Welcome to our video series for executive and senior leaders, The Future of Leadership. In this video series, we explore the evolving landscape of executive leadership in a volatile world, strategies for navigating complex challenges and driving organizational success, and practical strategies to help you lead with confidence and impact. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you know when I drop future videos in the series. Today's topic, future-proof your leadership, AI skills for executives. So you're probably hearing about AI left, right, and center, and you may be totally sick of hearing about it, but this is exactly the thing. AI is going to be part of the future of leadership, no matter how we feel about it. So as executive and senior leaders, we have to figure out how to leverage it as best we can. And that brings us right to our leadership reality check, where I keep it real and break this topic down for you. Here's the thing. Many companies are investing in AI, but their efforts are scattershot at best. And at the same time, many organizations haven't even gotten to the point of investing in AI yet. In part because, as a leader, you are likely stretched as far as you can go. So it's tempting to either just roll out some kind of AI tools and see without any kind of sufficient planning or strategy behind it. It's a real eyes closed, fingers crossed kind of approach. And dare I say, the organizational version of garbage in, garbage out. Or it can also be tempting to just be quick and jump right in and try to replace valuable employees and talent with AI. And in some cases, I've also seen this, it's tempting to turn the other way and kind of put off even figuring out what to do about or how to implement AI into your company or organization. I have talked to many, many clients, current and past, where they are just kind of woefully behind in even learning how to use AI themselves. And I understand that. I really do understand how and why that would happen. But if there's no baseline understanding from the top, then there's really no way that the company as a whole isn't going to get left behind by competitors and future changes as this thing just keeps on rolling faster and faster. And what's at stake if we misstep in any of these common ways? Well, one, major financial waste or losses. Two, employees are going to suffer in more ways than one. And three, that means the entire organization, company, and mission, everything you're trying to advance is also going to suffer. Because here's the reality. Based on a recent in-depth report by McKinsey, business leaders are seriously underestimating how extensively their employees are already using Gen AI, generative AI. Out of the C-suite leaders that were surveyed, they think only 4% of their employees are using Gen AI for at least 30% of the day-to-day work, when in fact, 13% of employees are already using Gen AI for over 30% of the day-to-day work. That's a threefold plus discrepancy there. There's a similar discrepancy in what leaders and employees see coming in the future, too. Again, leaders are kind of behind the eight ball in what they anticipate to be coming. So what I'm trying to say is we're already kind of past the point of no return in this age of AI. And as an executive or senior leader, you've got to figure out what your strategic moves are going to be. But don't worry, we will. And it starts right here. But that has been your leadership reality check. Now, before I get to solutions and strategies here, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter, The Trajectory, where I share tons more actionable career advice. The link is in the description. And if you want occasional additional emails with tailored strategies for those on the path to the C-suite, be sure to sign up at the link for C-suite insiders. All right, so here are the solutions that I've recommended to our own clients who are executive and senior leaders, and also those with whom we partner on an organizational level. And now I want to share them with you. By the way, I've also written about this in my Forbes column, so be sure to click over there and follow me for those insights on leadership strategy. I'll link it in the description. All right, so there's kind of two buckets for the solutions here. One is, how do you use AI to lead better as the executive you are? I'm going to start at the top. At the organizational level, you can be leveraging AI tools to strategize and forecast. AI can help you analyze market trends. It can help you predict potential disruptions, and it can provide data-driven insights for strategic decision-making. And by the way, this is not an in place of necessarily your senior leadership team, your executive leadership team, your boards, etc. This is kind of an additional tool so that you can make sure that you are thinking about this and running it almost as a check and a balance. You can also have it run a pestle analysis for you so that you can understand how the political, economic, social, tech, legal, and environmental factors are likely to implement your company in the future. You can use AI to analyze competitor strategies, identify opportunities in the market, and further differentiate what your company already does and does well. Or you could use it to brainstorm new products or services, make your operations more efficient. There's really so many things and so many ways that you can leverage AI to help you think at that high level of what it is that you need for strategic decision making as a high level leader in your company. And we have our clients do this all the time, run these sorts of analyses through AI because it can often reveal important blind spots that they might have had. It can help them see patterns or cycles, warning signs. And the thing is, you may not want to see what the AI can help you think about, but putting our heads in the sand as the executive or senior leaders that we are, that is not a leadership strategy. Okay, so that's at the organizational level, that high level strategic thinking that you can leverage AI for. You can also use it on an interpersonal level. And I love this use case because it can really just help us grow in so many ways. So here I'm talking about using AI to enhance or personalize your communication. We know communication can be hard. It can be a real pain point in all sorts of ways within organizations. So one example is simply using AI to tailor what you want to say to individual team members who may have certain preferences or communication styles or things like that. You could also use it to practice difficult conversations, how to give feedback better, how to receive feedback better. One of the things I hear all the time from organizational clients is the pain points around feedback, how to give it, how to receive it, how to request it, because sometimes feedback is wanted, but it's almost withheld, maybe not intentionally, but it just functionally is. And I saw this pattern that I was hearing it so much that I made sure that one of our first bots that we built at Embrace Change was about feedback bot. And feedback bot is designed to help the user get better at giving, receiving, requesting, delivering, all those kind of tricky areas around feedback. Because if the folks in your company don't know how to give or receive feedback, we stand no chance of being able to actually move the work forward on a week-to-week basis productively. So that's one example, one bucket within a bucket of how you can use the AI is around feedback and practicing difficult conversations. Other kinds of difficult conversations include addressing or resolving conflicts. And really, I could go on, but I'm not going to give you the whole laundry list here. There is so much possibility in what you can use AI for, how to help you strengthen your communication, and actually to be more compassionate and empathetic as a leader, not, ironically, to be more robotic or rote in your leadership, which can happen to us sometimes, especially when we are overloaded, when we aren't adequately resourced or supported. If we've been in leadership positions for a while, we might have kind of gotten attached to our ways, and it's human to build up certain habits, and sometimes we can get into a rut, right? So AI can really help us there. So that's sort of a middle level of interpersonal use case for AI as the leader you are. Also, you can use it on an intrapersonal level. So you can use AI to help you brainstorm for yourself. What are some blind spots that you might have around something, whether it relates to company goals or kind of your personal goals as an executive leader, as a senior leader? You can use AI to explore and identify what are the right questions that you should even be asking as someone who is interested in growth or learning or things like that, dedicated to the mission that you're dedicated to. How can you strengthen your own executive leadership skills? AI can be super, super helpful in creating your ongoing development plan. All right, so that's the first bucket, is how you can use AI to lead better. Now, the second bucket is making sure that you support your employees to know how to use AI to do their jobs and also to protect their future job prospects, let's be honest, more robustly. And I'm really going to boil it down to one thing here. There is more to say, but I'm going to keep this one concise. It comes down to one thing, which is to invest in your employees. AI is still so new. Employees are hungry to learn about it and improve. They're already using it probably more than you realize, but they need guardrails and they need training. And there is a lot of hunger for that kind of learning and education. Because if they're going to be using it anyway, you want them to be using it well and to the advantage of your company's bottom line or mission, right? So get them trained. That same McKinsey report said that about half of employees surveyed wanted formal training on AI, and they were not getting this training. And then even with the most AI-resistant folks, they often really just need an entry point and kind of an on-ramp to get into it. When we at Embrace Change train folks on all sorts of technical and non-technical subjects and skills, our curricula and our trainers make sure to break things down into the most digestible, the most easy to understand bites. And we always keep the learning fun and practical because people learn best when they're engaged in having fun with material. And because we know that life is a lot at baseline, a lot of the learning and the practice actually happens during the trainings themselves. So that people are already building those muscles and skills during the time that's in the training. And then they leave the training with more motivation and more skills to keep going on their own. And with our own executive coaching clients, when they're at the beginning of their journey with learning AI, usually they just need a few tools and starting points to kind of hit the ground running and then off they go. From there, once they played around with it a bit, then it's really just getting more into the sophisticated, like understanding prompt engineering, more intermediate kind of use cases for different AI tools, and also understanding how to use different AI tools in tandem to have an even greater impact. All right, let's talk next steps. I know I just dropped a ton as usual. There are a lot of things here, but let me kind of bring it all together for you into 3 simple next steps that no matter what is happening, you can absolutely do today, this week, this month. 1, block some time so that at least once a week, you can practice using AI to improve your communications, whether it's with your senior leadership team or to a group of your staff. And if you're having trouble getting started here, just think about the thing that's been bothering you the most. Like if there's something that's been sort of keeping you up at night, or I don't know, something you just don't know how to say to a certain person, unburden yourself to the AI and just see how it can help you. And if you're new to AI, remember, it might feel like the first couple of times, what is happening? And or this was more trouble than it's worth. I get it. I've experienced that too when I'm new to an AI tool, but that's usually because you haven't given yourself enough time to learn it, figure out the nuances, the kind of little finessing points there, right? Because it does take some front end investment to learn how to use AI to get good results. So that's next step number 1. Next step number 2, have the AI run a pestle analysis for your company. And if you've done it before, have it run it again if it's been, a couple months or a quarter or something like that. You can use this as a double check on what you may have already done. And it's always good to just keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on, because these days, so much is changing so rapidly. And number 3, take the first steps towards implementing some sort of AI training for your staff. Have your leadership team ask your past training partners if they could do a training on AI, or maybe you need to source new trainers, or, maybe you can do it in-house. Send the message or the Slack or the email or whatever it is to the person who needs to get that ball rolling and just let them take it and run. I know it's tempting to put it off. It always feels like there's more fires going on to put out, but this one is an important one, not only for the mid and the long term, but really increasingly for the near term. And again, if you want any of these tips or strategies in more of a written format, click over to my Forbes article on AI for leaders and bookmark it so that you can always have it there for easy reference. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. And if you found this helpful, Embrace Change is a woman of color founded, run, and operated micro business, and we are grateful for your support. So like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. I'll see you next time on The Future of Leadership.